The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. While tropical storms may hold live streams to a minimum, the San Diego Padres and Philadelphia Phillies played an absolute classic yesterday. That was a segue not for the ages. In the first, the Phillies, Gray Luzinski hit a ground ball that was misplayed by the third baseman. 1-0 third baseman. 1-0 Phillies in the first. They tried to score but couldn't on two hits and a walk in the third, and it stayed 1-0 until the eighth, when Bob Shirley, you just singled home Gene Tennis to tie the score. Wow, I'm out of practice. In the eighth inning, and then Jerry Turner walked it off Tug McGraw in the ninth inning. So the Padres trying to hang on in the National League West, win a big one, 2-1. San Diego 69-64. Philadelphia holding on for dear life in the National League East. They meet next from San Diego. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Today, from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, it's the fourth place San Diego Padres and the first place Philadelphia Phillies. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Well, good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program as we are back live on Twitch.tv today. We're going to do baseball games today, tomorrow, and Friday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And tonight, we're going to be doing Action PC Hockey Virtual Unboxing, we hope, as that game's release was delayed till today and expecting it to be out. And so we expect to be with you at 7 Eastern time for that. But on to the ball game itself. It is Gaylord Perry versus Randy Lerch. The Padres 69-64. Gaylord Perry looking for his 13th win of the year. Randy Lerch we had in his last start, I believe, and got Christmas treed. He was lit right up. As far as the weather is concerned in San Diego, this 30th of August, 70 degrees, and the wind's blowing out to right center at 5 miles an hour. It is the very definition of a Chamber of Commerce day. We'll tell you about the rain we got here in Burlington, and hopefully those of you in New England have had your power restored, because it was just one of those days yesterday. But for now, it's baseball right here on Retro Sports Network. No, you cannot, because I have no idea who you are. But we'll tell you that Gaylord Perry is on the hill. Perry at 12-10 on the year with a 3.25 ERA. This is his 30th start of the year. He will make 7 more after this. He is 12-10, a far cry from his 21-6 that he went on his Cy Young run in 1978. Against the Phillies, this is his third start. He has thrown 13 in the third innings against the Phillies, 15 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 12. And so against Philadelphia, 1-1 with an ERA of 2.70. His last start came against the Mets on the 25th, so 5 nights ago. He went the distance in a loss, 9 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 4 and struck out 5. So overall, 210 and 2/3 innings, 213 hits, 16 homers, 86 runs, 76 earned, 55 walks, and 135 strikeouts. He's a ground ball pitcher, and he loves Vaseline a lot. Won't even make a joke there. Make your own. Make your own. So here's the lineup that Mr. Perry will face with the Philadelphia Phillies. Bake McBride in right field will lead it off. Larry Bowa will bat second and play short. Mike Schmidt will play third and bat third. Craig Luzinski cleans up in left. Richie Hebner at first will bat fifth. I can't. I'll get in trouble for that on the tube. Who did I leave off? Richie Hebner? Yeah. Bob Boone behind the plate will bat sixth. Greg Maddux in center will bat seventh. Teddy Sizemore at second will bat eighth. And Randy Lurch will bat ninth on the mound. Defensively for San Diego, Gene Richards is in left. He started the All-Star game, by the way, as a 7-arm. Jerry Turner, last night's hero, a 4 and a 7 in center. And Dave Winfield is a 9 and a 9 in right. Tucker Ashford is a 3 at third. Ozzie Smith still in his Harry Potter days, not quite a wizard yet, a 9 at short. Freddie Gonzalez is a 5 at second. Gene Tennis a 5 at first. Roberts behind the plate. And Perry is an 8 on the mound with a .966 fielding percentage. Now, Tribe fan, I have friends that live on the New York side of Lake Erie. Did you have water spouts and stuff last night? McBride at .235, 7 homers and 36 RBI. And the ball game starts with a ground ball to third. Ashford will hold the ball. They won't do anything. Roberts a 5 and a 6, by the way, behind the plate. McBride has 23 steals on the year. Okay? Yep, my friends on the New York side, south of Buffalo, said that winds and water spouts. Boa at .304, by the way, 3 homers and 42 RBI. Throw to first. McBride is back. Perry deals. Strike. McBride tried to go and couldn't go. Didn't get a good jump. So an 0-1 count. Races yesterday. The Dodgers lost to the Expos. But the Reds lost as well. So that lead did not change. San Diego beat Philadelphia. Pittsburgh won their game. So that's now a 2.5 game lead. In the American League East, the Yankees have maneuvered themselves into first place. Pitch to Boa. There goes McBride. It's a line drive to center. The hit and run was on. Turner will pick it up. And McBride stops at third. So nobody out for Mike Schmidt at .259, 19 homers, and 71 RBI. Pitch to Schmidt. Struck him out. A little extra goop on that one. 2-2, strike 3 called. And that's not what Schmidt was looking for. So here's one out for Luzinski. The Bull at .247, 28 homers, and 88 RBI. He has struck out 125 times on the year. Pitch to Luzinski is a base hit left field. Richards picks it up. He's a 6 and a 7. Throws it into third on the single, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. For Hebner, Richie at .280, 11 homers and 50 RBI. Yep, Smith looking for the capsicum ball that got the jelly ball. Yep. Pitch to Hebner. Struck him out. He got him swinging on a 1-2 kind of fastball. And there's 2 away. The split finger toddler pitch. Because it just kind of spit at you as it broke away. Here's Bob Boone at .225, 9 homers, and 47 RBI. 1-0 Phillies, top the first, 2 out. And Boone hits a ground ball to Tennis. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the Phillies are retired. But they get a run on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. Philadelphia won. Here come the Padres. Randy Lurch has made a mess of it on this stream. He is 10-8 with an ERA of 4.63. It's his 22nd start of the year. He'll have 6 left after this. A fly ball pitcher in this great big humongous ballpark, and a fastball that tops out at 88. He is not San Diego. He has faced San Diego. Just going to look to see how he faced Philadelphia, but you can't pitch against yourself. So this is his 3rd start against the Padres. 10 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. He walked 7 and struck out 6. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 6.75. We had him, I believe, against the Dodgers on the 26th. 5 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 7 and struck out 2. The Padres in Philadelphia smashed him like a pumpkin. 7 runs over an inning and 2/3. So overall, Lurch has thrown 140 innings, allowed 140 hits, 78 runs, 72 earned, 9 homers. He has walked 67 and struck out 75. To say that August has been unkind would be an understatement. It's his 7th appearance of the month. He's 2-3, which isn't bad, but his ERA is $6.98. Here's the lineup that he'll face. Gene Richards is in left field. He'll lead it off. Ozzie Smith will bat second at short. Jerry Turner, who beat Tug McGraw last night, is in center field. He'll go third. Dave Winfield cleans up in right. Gene Tennis at first will bat fifth. Gonzalez at second will go sixth. Tucker Ashford at third base will bat seventh. Dave Roberts behind the plate will go eighth. And Gaylord Perry, who threw 23 pitches in his half of the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for Philadelphia, Luzinski in left, Maddox at 10 in the center, a 10 and a 6 in the center, and Bake McBride a 9 and an 8 in right. Mike Schmidt a 10 at third, Larry Boa a 10 at short, Sizemore a 7 at second, Hebner a 6 at first, Boone good behind the plate, Randy Lurch is an 8 with a .950 fielding percentage. Richards at .332, 3 homers and 47 RBI. And that's a ball 4. So Boone a 10 and a 5 behind the plate, and Luzinski a 4 and a 4 in left. Here comes Ozzie at .276, a homer and 38 RBI. Hit and run is on. Ground ball to short. Boa throws to Hebner, and Richards will move to second, 1 out. So they turn 2 into 1. Good playing there by the Padres. Here's Jerry Turner at .304, 7 homers and 22 RBI. Number 7 was a solo shot in the 9th last night to beat the Phillies 2-1. Pitch to Turner is popped up left side. Boa runs over by the foul line and makes the catch, 2 out. Brings up Winfield at .298, 8 homers and 79 RBI. Richards on second, 2 out, 1-0 Phillies. Bottom of the first. Ball 4. Actually, it's also a wild pitch. So Danny Ozark comes out to argue. Ball 4 got away, and so Richards moves to third. So runners on the corners and 2 outs for Tennis. Gene at .234, 10 homers and 52 RBI. Pitch from Lurch, ball 4. And so Randy has him loaded. He's walked him loaded for Fernando Gonzalez. At .237, 1 homer, 8 doubles, and 31 RBI. So the Padres trying to make some hay. 2 out, bottom of the first. Ball four, he walked home a run. And so Richards will score. And it's 1-1. So Winfield on third, Tennis on second, Gonzalez on first for Ashford. Tucker at 216, 2 homers, and 15 RBI. Lurch deals. This time he throws a strike into right center. Maddox is there, and that will retire the side. But the Padres leave them loaded. After one run, no hits and no errors. 1-1. Lurch not hoping this is another U-Rang game. Yeah. Getting his bell rung. So Gaylord Perry will face Maddox, Sizemore, and Lurch here in the second. Maddox at 276, 9 homers, and 53 RBI. Perry's pitch, Maddox, sharp ground ball to Ozzie over to first on a bang-banger, and there's 1 out. Brings up Sizemore, 10 at 215, about where he should be hitting. No homers and 16 RBI. And that's why the Phillies went out and got the Manny Trio experience. Perry's pitch, struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 spitter. Looking, 2 out, and that's the third K for Perry. So Randy Lurch hitting 205, 2 homers, and 4 RBI. And there's a fly ball to right. Winfield in the corner makes a catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. The Phils go quietly in the second. It's still the Phillies won, the Padres won. So Dave Roberts, who looks like a shadow of his former self in that picture, at 321, a homer and 9 RBI. Lurch threw 31 pitches in the first. Yeah, the Manny Trio experience with Von Purple Haze. Excuse me while I don't kiss the turf. Pitch to Roberts, struck him out. So Randy got an 0-2 breaking ball in there, swung on and missed. So that brings up Perry, hitting 088 with 3 RBI. He has struck out 31 times in 68 at-bats. Pitch from Lurch, Perry. Ground ball to Schmidt over to Hebner for the out. So 2 away for Gene Richards. Gene walked and scored in the first. Lurch, 36 pitches through 9 batters. An inning and 2/3. He has walked 4 and struck out 1. The run was earned. 2 out, little number down to Sizemore. Flips it over to Hebner, and that will retire the side. So the Padres go in order. We go to the third, 1-1. And before we get to the third inning, there's a look at the standings. The Dodgers have lost 7-10. Usually this is the stuff that brings Lorenzo out of the woodwork. The Reds lost the last game, so the lead is 3. In the East, Phillies lose to San Diego, and the Pirates won last night, so that lead, as I said, is 2.5. In the American League West, the Rangers have won 5 straight and lead the Royals by a game. The Twins, by the way, have won 5 straight as well. They're 3 back. California, I believe, is kind of hit the wall. They've lost 8 of 10, including 4 straight, and they're now 7.5 behind the Rangers. In the American League East, the Yankees have won 3 in a row, and they have leapfrogged both Baltimore and Milwaukee, but that lead is only a game. In fact, all 3 of those teams have 75 wins, but the Yankees still have 2 games in hand, and the Red Sox have moved to Washington. So Bake McBride has singled it in his first time, up 1 for 1. He scored. Perry, 37 pitches through 9 batters, 2 innings, 3 hits. The 1 run was earned. And he has fanned 3. There's a ground ball to the Ozzie. He throws to first. McBride can motor, and he's out. So Ozzie, a gold glove play there. Went deep in the hole and just threw a bullet down to first. Here's Boa. He singled his first time up. One of the 3 hits by the Phillies. Struck him out. He got him on a full count on the outside corner for the second out. Now here's Schmidt. He struck out his first time up. Joking with the home plate umpire whether or not he should have a rain slicker on for as much goop as Perry puts on the ball. And he hits a ground ball to Ozzie behind the bag at second, over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's still 1-1. And so here's Ozzie. Ozzie 0 for 1. He's one of the few players that didn't walk in the 1st inning. Here's a ground ball foul, or fair ball rather. Wow, and he threw it away. Schmidt threw it away. So it looked like that was going to roll foul. Schmidt barehanded it, threw it to Hebner, and he threw it over Hebner's hand. And Ozzie, not quite paying full attention, didn't go to second. Here it is. You can see why they thought it was foul. And when Schmidt was told to throw it, I think he just rushed it. So here's Turner. He's 0 for 1. Throw to first, Ozzie back. So the first error for the Phils. And Turner strikes out. He swung on and missed a 2-2 fastball. 1 out for Winfield, who walked in the first. And this time he sends it into right center. Maddox is there at the base of the track. 2 out for Tennis, who walked his first time up. Good morning, Lorenzo. How are you? So throw to first. Ozzie's back. Tennis not good with a hit and run. 2 out. There goes Ozzie. The throw down to Sizemore. Not in time. That's 35 for the Wizard. So Ozzie in scoring position. Padres still don't have a hit. The 1-0 to Tennis. Into right center field. Maddox makes the catch in the air. Doesn't make anything. So no runs, no hits in the air. After 3, 1-1 the score. Doing well, drying out after a wet day yesterday. The brunt of the storm came later in the afternoon. And then once it found dry land, it just made a hightail for the coast. I know you would love a wet day there. I don't know what the final rain total was here, but we expected it to rain into the overnight hours here. But it was done before my wife got home at 11:30. We think it cleared out about 11 o'clock. So here's Luzinski. He singled and drove in his 89th in the first. Pitch from Perry. Struck him out. A late called. Strike 3 on a full count. And that's 5 for Gaylord. Here's Hebner. He struck out his first time up. And there's a ground ball to Ozzie on the grass in front of the bag. Throws to first, and Hebner is out. So that brings up Boone. Bob is 0 for 1. Perry's thrown a lot of pitches. especially since he hasn't only put on 3 base runners. And there's a base hit right center field. Winfield will pick it up. And Boone's on with a single. 4th hit for the Phils. Maddox, sitting on an 8-game hitting streak, is 0 for 1. There's a little nubber down to Tennis. He'll underhand it to Perry, covering the bag, and the Phillies are retired. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-1. So, the Murph playing pretty big. Lefties a -8 batting average. Righties are flat average. But you're going to be hard-pressed to get one out of here tonight. -56% for the lefties and -34 for the righties. Gonzalez walked home the run in the 1st. Freddie sends this one into right center. Maddox will get that one off the wall, and Gonzalez is into second with a double. And that's the first Padre hit. So we're in the midst of raisin producing season, so rain is not really welcome. And those dry on the vine? Is that how that works? Tucker Ashford's 0 for 1. By the way, we did a game yesterday. It's on YouTube. Between the Reds and the Pirates. And it was a dandy. No, they're put on the ground on paper trays. Okay. Pitch to Ashford. Strike 3. Lurch gets his 3rd. He got him on a 1-2 swinging. So 1 out for Roberts, who's 0 for 1. Lurch had that bad first inning and has settled down since. Sharp grounder to Schmidt, foul. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Little grounder to Sizemore. Flips it over to first, and that will be an out. So Gonzalez moves to 3rd. 2 out for Gaylord Perry, who's 0 for 1. Going to be swinging here. And there's a ground ball to Schmidt. Deep in the hole over to Hebner. And that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 5th. Philadelphia 1, San Diego 1. Lorenzo spent many a day in his youth rolling trays. I believe that's a euphemism for marijuana cigarettes. During a rain to protect the crop. Yeah, you don't want them to get wet. Now, I take it Sunmade is the primary buyer of the raisins. Do they own the farms too, or is it like a co-op where your local local stuff and they just sell? Same paper tray as what he used to staple together his own baseball scorebooks. Okay, no, they don't own the farms. Okay, well, hopefully they pay a decent amount. Sizemore struck out his first time up. And Teddy grounds this one to first. Tennis, 1 out. And this is the type of conversation that you never see on a Fortnite stream. Here's Lurch. He's 0 for 1. Parry delivers. And Randy grounds out one into right field. Gonzalez couldn't get there. It's a late start. And that'll bring up Bake McBride. So 18 batters deep for Parry, 81 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, the lone run in the first was earned, and they struck out 5. McBride 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the first. And there's a liner into center field. That's a base hit. Lurch will stop at second, and the Phillies are in business here in the 5th. And just in case you ever lost sleep over this question, There is a raisin bargaining association. It's like a commodity that helps set the price per ton on raisins. Huh. And I'm assuming, and I know it happens when you do that, that there's a specific type of grape that is better for raisin growing. It's not the same wine grapes that you'd have up in Sonoma, was it? Is it? Roberts goes out to talk to Perry as we talk about fruit. And Boa hits a ground ball to third. Ashford across the way. Can Boa beat it out? No. He does move the runners up 90, but he is out by an eyelash. One of Lorenzo's good buddies growing up, his dad, was the president of the Raisin Bargaining Association. And again, you've now passed out if you're playing Fortnite. Thompson grapes are preferred for traditional raisins. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Red, purple, white. Pitch, runners on second and third. Fly ball to left. Richards makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Halfway home, Philadelphia won, San Diego won. You're going to get the commercial. No, I know for that you wouldn't be lying. I'm just not sure what a Thompson grape is. Okay. Well, that's how we got here. Phillies had 3 hits in the first and only scored when Luzinski drove home McBride. And the Padres tied the ball game up in the bottom of the first when Randy Lerch walked 4, including Fernando Gonzalez being walked to score Gene Richards to make it 1-1. So Lerch is only allowed a hit through 4, but he's walked 4. And Gaylord Perry has thrown a mess of pitches, 6 hits through 5, and struck out 5. And so Lerch, 68 pitches, 4 innings, 1 hit. The 1 run was earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Richards walked and scored. That came in the first. He's 0 for 1. So Thompson grapes, in case you're wondering, are light green, so they'd be like a white wine or something like that. And the sugar content is what determines when they are ready to be put on the ground. That's cool. And so how long does it take to dry? How long does it take to turn from grape to raisin? His dad managed a 200-acre ranch out in the Fresno area and passed on the opportunity to buy it. He could have been a farming mogul. Instead, he blows up people on Eve. And now, he spends his time pretending to fight with me. Isn't that nice? Pitch to Richards is ball 4. And that's the 5th walk. There's Ozzie. He's 0 for 2. He stole a base. Reached on the air. Runner on first. Richards has 32 steals on the year. Throw to first. Gene is back. So Ozzie 0 for 2. Ball 4. Lerch has lost the script again. That's 6. Here's Turner. Jerry, who won the game last night in the bottom of the 9th, is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So runners on first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th, 1-1 to score. Boone and Lerch say, throw some strikes, will ya? Turner in the right field. McBride going back to the wall. That's off it. Richards will score. Ozzie will round third. He's going to try and score. The throw goes in the infield, and it's 3-1 San Diego. So a 2-run double for Turner. And for the second day in a row, Jerry Turner has been the big offensive hero for the Padres. Here's Winfield. Dave is 0 for 1 with a walk. So to answer your question about raisins, and if you need a voiceover artist for how it's made, I guess I'd be happy to do that. It depends on the weather, and I would think 100-degree Central California days would be perfect for that. Usually around 10 to 14 days. And so now you know how a grape becomes a raisin. Turner on second. Winfield, sharp grounder to short. Boa in the hole, over to Hebner for the out. And there's one away, and Turner still on second. Here's Tennis. He's walked and 0 for 1. Now, do you like raisins? Pitch to Tennis is a fly ball, left center field. Back goes Maddox. That's going to hit off the wall. Turner will score. Tennis is on second. It's 4-1 San Diego. That's not what the Dodgers want. Not only do the Dodgers want the Phillies to win, because Pittsburgh has found their sea legs again, they don't want the Padres to make this a tighter race. Freddie doubled, walked, and drove in his 32nd. He's 1 for 1. Pitch from Lurch. There's a ground ball to Sizemore toward first. Throws it over to Hebner for the out. And Gene will move to third. 2 away. Brings up Ashford, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Lorenzo's not answering whether he likes raisins or not. Pitch to Tucker. There's a ground ball to Schmidt. Has to hurry, but Ashford kind of stopped and watched to see what was going on. And so Roger Craig does go, oh boy. So the side is retired, but not before the Padres get 3 on the board. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 5, San Diego 4, Philadelphia 1. I would imagine you've had your fill. I do like them. What's the preferred way to eat them? In the cereal? In bread? Here's Luzinski. 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Pitch. And there's a liner in the center. Turner is there for the out. 1 away. Here's Hebner. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. By the handfuls. Oh, just as a snack. Okay. I try to stay away from raisins because the sugar content is very high. And that's just not the healthiest thing in the world for me. But Raisin Bran was always fun as a kid, especially Kellogg's, because they would sugar the raisins. Pitch to Hebner. There's a line drive center field. That's going to drop in front of Turner for a base hit. So that's the 7th hit for the Phils. And he's on first for Bob Boone with 1 for 2. Bob's got himself a single. And there's a ground ball to Tennis. He goes to Ozzie for 1. There's no throw back to first. And they get him on the fielder's choice. 3-6. Yep. Very sugary fruit. Gary Maddox is 0 for 2. Now, of course, Vermont, best known outside of Ben & Jerry's for our maple sugar content. Pitch to Perry, and from Perry. Line drive to Ashford, and that will retire the side. No runs and 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 4-1 San Diego. And nope, the lead is still 3. Dodgers lost to the Expos yesterday. If you'd watched the game on YouTube, you would have seen it. And the Reds lost. So they didn't lose any ground, but they didn't gain any ground. Here's Roberts. Dave is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And there's a fly ball right field. McBride moves into right center. 1 out. I love maple candy. I can't eat a lot of it. But I just love the way that it's just dissolves in your mouth. Here's Perry. He's 0 for 2. He'll come out to start the top of the 7th anyway. In the center, Maddox has it 2 away. But when I do eat waffles, my little Eggos, my Nutri-Grain healthy Eggos, it seems so sacrilegious to sit there and put sugar-free fake syrup on there. But I can't do the maple syrup. It's just too sugary. Here's Gene Richards. He's walked twice and scored twice. Lurch through 27 batters, 102 pitches, 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits. He's walked 6. All 4 runs are earned, and he struck out 3. Got him! Lurch got him. He swung on and missed a 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball. We go to the 7th. San Diego 4, Philadelphia 1. Well, either we've made Tribe fans sleepy or hungry. Oh, good thoughts for you today, buddy. Our buddy Dave was a little too busy yesterday walking around and tired himself out. But he's still doing very well after his cardiac ablation, just on Facebook while listening. What's Cleveland? Yeah, he did push himself too much. What's Cleveland known for food-wise? Here's Sizemore. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Perry starts the 7th with a line drive center field. That's going to drop. And that's a leadoff single. Let's see what they do with Randy Lurch. He can hit. He's 1 for 2. Nobody out. Po' boys. That's a shrimp sandwich, isn't it? He's been resting. His color is pretty good. Tennis and Ashford play for the bunt. And Jerry Martin will come in. So that's the day for Lurch. They'll guard the lines. Martin at 265, 7 homers and 25 RBI. Perry deals. Ground ball to Gonzalez, who makes a great play. He throws to first. And do they turn it? No. But they save a hit on the out. Freddie Gonzalez, a great stab. He goes to the bag, got the sure out there, threw to first, but Martin beat it out. Oh, I like that. My heart wouldn't like it, but I like it. The Cleveland version of a po' boy. Oh, does that sound delicious? Has kielbasa with fries on top. And I'm assured that's something buttered for a roll. And you have a choice of coleslaw and barbecue or hot sauce on top. Oh, boy, does that sound good. Just don't wash it down with the river. Pitch to McBride. There's a ground ball to third. Ashford for Gonzalez for 1. Over to Tennis. And that's not in time. So through 28 batters, 6 2/3 innings for Perry, because I got drooling over the sandwich. 115 pitches. 8 hits. The 1 run it was earned. And he has 5 strikeouts. So runner on first for Boa, who's 1 for 3. He is singled and struck out. Pitch. McBride moves. Turner has it in center field for the out. And now Raleigh Eastwood comes in. Stretch time. 4-1 San Diego. And the topper for all that, you'll wash that down with a Burning River beer from Great Lakes Brewery. Now, if they would slip me a 50 for saying that, I will take it. Oh, that sounds good. Anyway, Raleigh Eastwood coming in. Raleigh has 2 saves on the year since coming over from the Yankees, and a 1.48 ERA. This is his 25th appearance. He has faced the Padres 3 times now. 2 innings and a strikeout and a save. His last outing was against the Dodgers. He went a clean inning and the strikeout on the 24th, so he hasn't pitched in almost a week. 30 and a third innings for Raleigh, 15 hits, 2 homers, 5 runs all earned. He walked 7 and struck out 13. The fastball tops out at 86, and it's a ground ball. He can go 60 pitches. He's out in here to get 6 outs. The book, The Last Innocents, Lorenzo tells me about the 60s Dodgers has been a real eye-opener for him. He didn't realize the social ambiance in which that team had to toll. Also, the backstory on some of the players, including Wes Parker, is fascinating. Never knew he was a rich kid with a traumatic childhood. Oh. That's interesting. Ozzie, 0 for 2. Stole a base, scored, and walked. Eastwood's night starts with a ground ball to short. Boa across the way to Hebner, 1 out. Very rich parents. How'd they make their money? Here's Turner. Jerry had that big 2-run single in the 5th. And is struck out. It's 1 for 3. Pops this one up. Boone behind the plate. Takes off the mask. 2 out. Here's Winfield, who's 0 for 2, with a walk. That could be a very interesting Reed-type fan. A lot of people in baseball didn't think Parker would be hungry enough to want to put in the work. But hey, if it's your dream, it's your dream. He worked on some ball games on NBC. He was Dick Enberg's partner for the 79 ALCS. Pitch to Winfield is a ground ball to Sizemore behind the bag over to Hebner, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th. It's still 4-1 San Diego. So Perry, kind of at the end of his ball game here, will face Schmidt, Luzinski, and Hebner. Schmidt 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Perry starts the inning with a fly ball to center field. Turner is there, 1 out. A run on 8 hits and an error for Philadelphia. They've left 7 on. 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Padres, and they've left 6 on. Luzinski 1 for 3. Has singled, drove home his 89th run of the year, and struck out. Pitch from Perry, and there's a line drive center field. Luzinski's going to be on with a double, and that'll be it for Perry. So Hebner to step in. And it'll be D'Acquisito coming in. John D'Acquisito. D'Acquisito. I pronounced it wrong. John D'Acquisito. Anyway, he throws hard, 98, and is a fastball pitcher. It's his 32nd appearance of the year. He's 5-4 with 8 saves and an ERA at 2.59. The Padres don't want to go with Raleigh Fingers if they don't have to, considering he's gone the last 3 days. Against the Phils, he's thrown now 4 times, but the Phillies have had his number. 2 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. 0-1 with an ERA of 13.5. That's bad. He last pitched on the 13th, so he's had 2 weeks to rest. Pitched against the Reds, he went 2 innings, a walk and a strikeout. So over 41 2/3 innings. He's allowed 35 hits, no homers, 14 runs in total, 12 earned. He's walked 23 and struck out 48. Wow, Parker getting back to West. Luzinski on second. Hebner 1 for 3. He singled and struck out. Sold the home he paid $90,000 for back in 1970. Or 69 rather. And he sold it for $8 million. Here's the pitch to Hebner. There's a pop-up. And Turner rides the swing. He'll make that catch in shallow center for the out. Luzinski will hold 2 away. Brings up Bob Boone, who's 1 for 3. Roberts got himself a single. And as Tribe Fan says, that is a very nice return on your investment. $90,000 to make $8 million. And there's a ground ball to short. Ozzie in the hole throws it over to Tennis, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and still 4-1 San Diego. So Eastwick to face Tennis, Gonzalez, and Ashford. Tennis 1 for 2. He has walked, doubled, and drove home his 53rd RBI. That's about 80-1 if my math is right, right? It's about the odds of... That's pretty high, 80-1. Pitch to Gene, struck him out. 2-2 on the outside corner, and that's the first strikeout for Eastwick. So brings up Fernando Gonzalez. Freddie 1 for 2 with a double. A walk and an RBI. And there's a sharp ground ball to short. Boa got a late jump and Freddie beat it out. So that's only the 4th hit for the Padres. And that brings up Ashford, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1 run, 9 hits, an error for the Phils. 8 left on. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Padres. And they've left on 6 so far. At $35,000, about that in 1970, and the Dodgers were notoriously stingy. But if you had the money, you know, you're not putting $90,000 down all at the same time. That's a little more than 80-1. Pitch to Ashford is a ground ball to Sizemore. Flips it to Boa for 1. Over to Hebner. And do they turn it? Yes, they do. 6-4-3. So, no runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the 9th. Speaking of stingy, it's the Padres 4, the Phillies 1. So Maddox is 0 for 3. Sizemore in the pitcher spot due up. Eastwick did what he had to do, but now the Phillies need 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. Pitch. There's a fly ball right field. Winfield is there, 1 out. Parker was very averse to asking his folks for anything. They did not have a good relationship. He hated living in Los Angeles, not too far from his childhood home. Interesting story. Here's Sizemore. Ted 1 for 3, a single and struck out. Remember, after the ball game, we'll go through the rest of the day in baseball, including that big game in Los Angeles between the Dodgers and the Expos. And Tim McCarver is going to pinch hit. So McCarver in for Sizemore. He's hitting .264, 4 homers, and 13 RBI. Here's the pitch from Decasquito. Ground ball to Gonzalez, over to Tennis, 2 out. So that didn't work, and the Phillies are down to their last chance. And you know that's a pinch hitter because it's Wally Eastwick. And so speaking of L.A. woman, here's Jim Morrison. We'll try to ride this one through the storm. He's hitting .216, 5 homers, and 15 RBI. The Oakland's Charlie O was stingy as well. Then again, before free agency, you could be unless you got traded. Because unless you got traded, you were screwed. Here's the pitch. Morrison extends the ball game as he sends that one down the line and left for a double. And so Jim is in with a stand-up double. It's 4-1, 10th hit for the Phillies. And that brings up Bake McBride, who's 2 for 4, has singled twice and scored once. Pitch. Got him, and that's the ball game. He got him to swing and miss on a full count fastball at 85, and San Diego will win the ball game. Morrison broke on through to second base, but he couldn't touch home plate. And so Gaylord Perry gets the win. He goes to 13-10. He goes 7 1/3 innings, 9 hits. His pitch count was way down today, too. A run it was earned. He struck out 5. He threw 129 pitches, and he was only supposed to throw about 113. He had minus stuff, but it worked. DeKisto, with his 9th save, an inning and 2/3, a hit and a strikeout. Randy Lurch, again, not a great effort. 6 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 4. Eastwick, 2 innings and a hit. So only 9 games on the schedule on this Wednesday, the 30th of August. We start in Atlanta. The Cubbies beat the Braves 7-1. Ray Burris 6-13 on the year. McWilliams 3-5, and Johnson, that's pretty vague, 1 for 1 with 3 walks. Gary Lavelle gets the win. The Giants beat the Mets 3-0. Craig Swan falls to 15-9. Randy Moffett picks up his 9th save. The Blue Jays beat the Red Sox in the first to 2, 3-2. Kirkwood with the win. Eckersley goes to 12-13. Burleson 4 for 5 with a triple. In Game 2, Boston beat Toronto 8-5. Andy Hassler goes to 2-1. Jerry Garvin takes a loss. He's 7-12. And Burleson won a doubleheader. 3 for 4 with a double in Game 2. So 7 for 9. How about that? St. Louis beats Houston 6-4. Joe Niekro, 3-hitter through 7, but they can't hold on. Bob Forsch gets the win. He goes to 12-9. Joe Sambito takes a loss. He's 8-8. Final score was 6-4, by the way. Keith Hernandez, 2 for 5, hits his 14th and drives in 3. Probably later on this week, since we haven't taped it. Kansas City beat Chicago 2-1. McGilvery in 11 innings. McGilvery 2-2 now on the year. LeGros takes the loss. He's 4-8. Soderholm 3 for 5 with his 19th homer for Chicago. And Montreal beat the Dodgers. So the Expos have climbed above 500. Dan Schatzeder gets the win. Montreal 2, the Dodgers 1. Don Sutton takes the loss. He's now 13-13. Makes you wonder if the Dodgers do win the division, how they would fare in a best of 5. Hey, my prescription's ready. How about that? Ellis Valentine, 2 for 4, with 21 homers now on the year and a double. Oh, I didn't tell you that the Orioles beat the Yankees 3-2. Mike Flanagan goes to 16-12. Ron Guidry 18-6. Kenny Singleton 2 for 3 with a double. So it's the Yankees in Baltimore tomorrow at noon. No Dodger game tomorrow. Limited schedule, and that includes a doubleheader between Milwaukee and Cleveland. standings as we go in. Philadelphia by 2 over Pittsburgh in the National League East. The Dodgers' lead has been reduced to 2.5. Cincinnati starts a big series in St. Louis. In the American League East, Baltimore now by a half game over New York and a full game over Milwaukee. Remember Milwaukee, that big doubleheader. And Texas, a half game over Kansas City, 3 games over Minnesota. Minnesota starts a set against the Tigers. I'm Ron Juckett, 7 Eastern tonight, hopefully, for the unboxing of Action PC Hockey. And until then, have yourself a great afternoon, everybody.